You know, I think dark stat is common. Kiara, what's up, sickos? It's me, Bex Bastet. This is Don't Call Me Diva, where we only talk women's wrestling, and I have hair in my fingers. I run down the weekly matches of AEW ROH Women's Division, and we learn about the wrestlers who face them. Blah, blah, blah. It's nothing but wonderful kayfabe here in Divaville. We discuss lore, we make up lore, we fantasy book, we make up songs, we waffle off on tangents, and that's the Don't Call Me Diva promise. It's episode 18 of the show, and if you need more information on me and why we are here, please go check out episode 1 in the playlist. Let's go, sickos. Harley Cameron had her surgery on her schnoz. We wish the Queen of Wrath a speedy recovery. Do y'all remember, like, what was it, like 2 weeks ago or something, when a certain, like, someone who apparently has, like, his finger on the pulse, I don't know, according to him, everyone else knows he's not that on the pulse, was all like, no, Harley didn't break her nose. Like, that was all like nothing and stuff. Yeah, whatever, sir. You don't know shit. Right. And on that note, people, are you ready? Because we've got a spicy one today. Bring the boom, shake your boobs. It's Grand Slam Mexico. Arena Mexico has such a great vibe. The crowd was super hot and seemed like they were having like the best time ever. The way the entrance was set up was in the style that I have seen in Triple A wrestling pay-per-views before. I am not 100% too sure if I have seen a CMLL pay-per-view before this one. But they have this awesome thing where, like, they've got all the Titantrons along the side, but it's in like two levels. And a nice stairwell is in the middle for like, I think it's like, I don't want to be rude, but I think it's like kind of like for, the more special wrestlers. Oh, there's such a, you guys know what I'm, the topper, the topping wrestlers, and like the mid card and the card and all that kind of stuff like comes in from like this side. But it's freaking awesome. So like it's very, very epic, and it's like a very, very short little ramp, and then it's to the ring. And I have to say, all my theories about ramps straight to the ring in Don't Call Me Diva lore went completely out the window because like it hasn't even happened since I mentioned it. So hey, maybe I've like broken the curse. Me doing like, I was gonna say the Lord's work. Who's Lord? I don't know. Anyway, we're moving on. We slide into the show about 1 hour and 50 minutes with the CEO, TBS champion herself, Mercedes Monet. She is facing the CMLL World Women's Champion Zeus's. Zeus's is a Puerto Rican luchadora enmascarada, which I just learned is what they say when you have the mask on. Because at first I thought all lucha had masks, and that's what made them lucha. But no. She debuted in 2008 and wrestles Ruda, which is heel. She has been, sorry, a multi-champion with CMLL and their sister promotion in Japan, Reina. She was the inaugural CMLL World Women's Tag Team Champion with Stephanie Vicker. Stephanie Vicker had a wonderful match in AEW, and we were all like, oh, would it be wonderful she came to AEW, and it would have been wonderful she came to AEW, but she went over to the Wobbly Wobbly and she's having a wonderful time, so excellent. And they were also the inaugural Occidente Williams Women's Tag Team Champions. Jesus. Xerxes is currently in her second reign as the champion. Sorry, my brain just completely stopped there for a second. She is in her second reign as the Occidente Women's Tag Team Champions. Right, we're back on. We're back on. And with the team, with as the team, sorry, Las Infernales with Dark Silhouette. Why am I so shambled over that thing? Like sometimes my brain, I look into the lights and then it wipes my brain. Zeus's is putting her CMLL World's Women's Championship title on the line against Mercedes, but none of Mercedes' belts are up for grabs if Zeus's wins. Speaking of multi-belts, CMLL has 31 active belts. So think on that the next time you think a certain promotion has too many belts. All right. I think AEW is doing quite fine with theirs compared to the 31 from CMLL. And now I will always hold them as like, compared to, although I wonder, there's got to be some other promotion that has more than 31. I'm going to have to look into that later. Zeus's faced YOSH in the second round of the Mae Young Classic. So you may remember that, but nothing more came out of that, unfortunately. That was her only match in WW Wibbly Wobble. She defeated Willow at CMLL's 91st anniversary show to win the CMLL World Women's Championship. And now we will see if she keeps it. Zeus's has faced Mercedes Moné on AEW telly before. She challenged Moné for her TBS champion just over a year ago. Obviously unsuccessful. She still, when was the last time that woman defended that belt? Been look into that last week, I think. Mercedes Moné's music hits in the whole Arena Mexico chant CEO. Mercedes is in black and red with gold detailing. She's wearing a giant Mexican style hat with like this red fringing all around the brim. It's quite the moment. A long red coat, and her battle gear is Matador influenced. I gotta say that I personally don't have trypophobia. Sorry, I was always trying to put a T in there, but there's no T in there. Well, there is at the beginning. But sometimes seeing certain things will like trigger like my brain to just kind of feel wrong. And Mercedes, like bosom decal, was definitely triggering that a little bit. Ooh, 3 boats and a jet ski. Moné has all of her gold. In case you have forgotten what they are, I shall recap. Mercedes holds the AEW TBS Championship, the EWA Women's Championship, and Rev Pro Undisputed British Women's Championship. And of course, the Owen Hart Cup Tournament Championship, making her 4 belts, but 3 belts and a jet ski. Moné. For now. Sidebar. Unfortunately, you've probably all seen this going around, but unfortunately, because I would absolutely love this, Viva Van does not currently hold all of those belts. She did have all of those belts back in 2023, which I previously talked about on this share. Viva Van held the BTW Women's Championship, the FSW Women's Championship, the PCWAZ Ultra Women's Championship, Tomahawk Pro Women's Championship, TLL Women's Championship, and the AWF Women's Championship, all at the same time back then. At the moment, Viva Van only holds the VPW Women's Championship. So no match for the belty is on our tables, unfortunately. And I totally see why she posted that, but the CEO will unfortunately not be having a fight for all the belts because she doesn't currently hold them all. The CEO makes her way into the ring after discarding said hat, and she battle poses in the ring with all of her gold. Oh, and that was not to bring down Viva Van, by the way. Just, I just kind of wanted to like snap in on that because it's like, oh, I'm sorry, guys, she doesn't actually have all those belts right now. And if you had kind of like done like a mild amount of searching, you would know that, but Zeus's, the CMLL World Women's Champion, comes out next, and she has on a dark grey dark grey crown that glistens in the arena lights and matching soda pauldrons. All sparkly and chained and very tasseled. Zusie's lucha mask is red, yellow, and black, and it matches her battle gear. She confidently stomps down the stairs and straight into the ring. I love her. She is amazing. The bell rings and the crowd instantly start chanting CEO. Mercedes extends her hand for a honorable handshake, and at first it looks like Zixis is intending to extend her own hand. But at the last moment, she psychs Mercedes out, and Mercedes stumbles forward. And then Zixis grabs a handful of the TBS's hair and viciously whips Monet across the mat. Oh, great. I have no idea who Mercedes uses for her locks, but oh my goodness, they would need to create some sort of mega hold glue to withstand wrestling and the sweating the way that you do in the ring. Monet's crown does not budge as she flies and lands across the ring and lands hard on her butt. So yeah, her hair person, you deserve a little award for whatever you've done to make that thing that gorgeous crown of hair stay on her head. Zixis goes for a pin, which was probably more of a show of dominance than actual belief, because Monet kicked out at 1. Mercedes tries to recover her stamina in the corner, but Zixis is up and on her, and she sends the CEO running into the opposite corner, and Monet hits the turnbuckles really hard. Zixis intimidates Monet, who shrinks away and covers up. But it was a ruse, because as soon as Mercedes thinks that the kick is not coming, Zixis then kicks her smashed into the face, and then missiles a running meteora into the CEO. Oof. She goes for another very cocky pin, but ain't working, Missy. A tag team of Zixis and Diamante would frickin' roll, and it was like this kind of like show of her personality that like really like made me think of Diamante, and I was like, oh man, they would kick butt. Zixis traps Monet's leg in the ropes and gives her an inner thigh stiff kick. Oof. She intimidates the ref a bit and stalks the ring, but then Mercedes gets an opening. But before she can do anything about it of any substance, Zixis uses her power and sits down on Monet, stopping the move and putting Monet into another pin. She kicks at it too, but it used a lot of power. Zixis is in no way intimidated by AEW's current belt collector and throws her into the corner again like she's just a sack of butts. Monet clocks her in the jaw with a back elbow, and with Zixis dazed, Monet climbs the ropes and cannonballs at Zixis. But Zixis yoinks her mid-ball, catches Monet upside down in a double underhook, and then brings Monet down onto her knees for a vicious lung blower. A devastating power move that still won't keep the CEO down for a pin, because as we have discussed before, she is very likely a zombie. After a moment to recoup, both wrestlers get to their feet. Monet brings Zixis down to the mat with an arm drag and then luches all over her, wrapping Zixis up in her submission, the statement maker. Zixis crawls and rolls all over the ring and eventually gets herself to the ropes just by brute strength alone. And Mercedes must break her submission. You see, this is the one flaw in Mercedes Monet's offense, and it's one that Toni Storm has been able to utilize a lot. She's a zombie. She's got concrete for muscles, concrete for bones. She can like, her crumple physics is amazing, but she just doesn't have any like brute, like, you know, just like dead weight to her. She can't just like everything down and turn into like this fleshy boulder. Like, people who can have that strength in her are just going to drag her along with her. You know, it's like, thanks for like the resistance training and while they get to the rope. So No matter even if she's in the like middle of the ring, she has done this, and like she's really going to have to utilize on that, if she's going to counter just being able to be dragged to the rope. But I digress. Xerxes rolls out of the ring, getting the fuck away from all of that nonsense, but gets missiled into the barricade by a drop kick from the TBS champion. By the way, those Mexican is it Mexican? I feel really rude when I'm saying that. Anyway, the Mexican barricades are like, woo, you think the AEW barricades are a bit stiff? Whoa, those Mexican ones are pretty rough. Mercedes goes to the floor, and after a reversal kick in the head, Mercedes rolls Xerxes back into the ring. The CEO gets on top of the apron and then climbs the ropes from the outside. She launches herself, executes with a springboard meteora, and fuck me! I am a cat sometimes, like seriously, because this was when I noticed that Mercedes had these red tassely things dangling from the top of her boots. And that was it. I was fucked. That's all I saw for like the rest of the match. Like, thank goodness I have to watch these things twice because I was locked on to those fucking tassels. Like, did anyone else get hypnotized by those goddamn things? Oh my word. I tried. It took all my power to not be like, oh, look at them go. Mercedes goes for the pin, and Xerxes is pretty smooshed up, but still manages to power out at two. Both champions take a moment to gather themselves again and then quickly get back into work. Kick back to work. Xerxes manages to get the CEO down with a hurricane runner, and Mercedes rolls to the intended safety of the floor. Xerxes has plans, though, and in the ring, she lines up Mercedes for a tope suicida and dives through the ropes, taking Mercedes out, but Xerxes landed in what looked like, from the angle I saw on the tally, it looked like she landed like fully, like head smush, neck, and a spine shuddering crunch. Oh, I mean, I know like wrestlers are really good at like landing, and believe you me, I have been fooled before looking at you, Buddy Matthews. But yo, that looked rough. And I'll explain more on that later. Why Xerxes shakes it off and carries on, but if I may take a moment for real talk, that is when, she did not land an ideal way, not at all. And to be perfectly honest, I was super like concerned about her for the rest of the match, to be honest. I was like, shit, is she doing okay? Because there were some things, yeah, I mean, what the fuck do I know? But yeah, I was legit worried for Xerxes. Nothing has come up that I have seen as to whether or not she was actually like injured or not. So hopefully it was just purely, just gross looking and not actually like a severely injuring bump anyway. So yeah. Phew. Until Xerxes pulls. Oh, Monet is out, by the way. I forgot to mention that. She is out on the floor. Xerxes pulls her up and then she snaps into gear, she being Monet. She reverses and whips Xerxes into the barricade and then plants her there with a demolishing running meteora to the face. The crowd at ringside are cheering the CEO on, and she soaks up the atmosphere. The ref gives her a hard word about, outside shenanigans, but she's only listening to the crowd, who are in a bit of a conundrum right now as to where, like, cheering and or booing. There's like a bit of cheer, a bit of boo going on. Xerxes gets up and Mercedes hooks her back into the ring. Pins her down, but it wasn't a great cover, to be honest, and Xerxes kicks out at two, but she is still rocked. Mercedes quickly gets Xerxes in a submission, pulling back on Xerxes' chin while digging her knee deep into her back. It looked rough. Mercedes, messes around with the CMLL champion, getting all cocky and into her delusional CEL character mind frame. Monet hangs Xerxes over Brett's healing rope of power, and you would think she would have known better, but she seems completely oblivious to the desperately needed benefits Xerxes was soaking up right now, while she dances her CEO dance on the apron like a fool. Mercedes clucks Zixis in the face with a stiff knee, which wakes Zixis up, and she quickly grabs Mercedes and whips her over in a rope-assisted power slam. And Monet lands hard on the apron and bounces off to the floor. Zixi is like, nah, ma'am, and goes to the floor, grabs Monet, rolls her back into the ring, and goes for the pin. It was an overly confident pin again, and Mercedes easily kicks out at 2. Zixis, we need to talk about these pins, honey. Zixis is almost at full power after that rope hang and hoists the CEO up onto his shoulders and slams her down to the mat with a beautiful Liger bomb. She holds her down for a pin, which is a bit better, but Mercedes is the zombie, Monet, and she kicks out at 2. To beat the CEO, it's my opinion that you're going to need to choke her out to get the 3. Okay, Timeless? Mercedes doesn't get up straight away, but neither does Zixis. When she does, she brings Mercedes to her feet and whips her into the ropes, but Monet comes back at her quick, head scissors her, tilt-a-whirls all over Zixis, and nails her in the back with a backstabber. It was beautiful. It's this time that the TBS's this is the time, sorry, for the TBS's champion to go for a lax pin, and Zixis kicks out before 3. If she just bothered to do it properly, she may have won just then, but Monet is shocked, but a bit flustered, don't know why. Also, the red in her like black hair is like super satisfying to look at. I think it's more kind of like that reddish raspberryishness, but yeah, it was really good. Sorry, moving on. Mercedes entangles Zixis in the ropes and gives her a double knees to the gut before trying for a better pin again, but still cannot keep Zixis down for the 3, and she kicks out at 2. A reversal in that same corner gives Zixis a moment to capture Monet and bring her crashing down to the mat with a lovely Spanish fly into another lax goddamn pin, and she only gets the 2. Woman, you're basically giving your belt away. Zixis gets Monet up onto her shoulders, but Mercedes quickly turns it into a hurricane runner and then takes Zixis down with another backstabber, turning it into the statement maker. The CMLL Women's World Champion engages power mode and pries the TBS's champion's hands apart. Keeping control of one hand, Zixis manipulates Monet and gets her with one of her finishing moves called La Santa Maria, which is a beautiful pump handle half Nelson driver. She goes for the pin, doesn't hold Mercedes' shoulders down, and only gets that 2. Zixis tries for another power move off the ropes, drags Mercedes over to the corner, slams her face first into the top turnbuckle, and then she climbs the ropes. Zixis impressively gets Monet onto her shoulders, but in mid-air, Mercedes shifts her weight and counters Zixis' move, landing on top of her in a body slam. Monet quickly grabs Zixis' legs, puts her like all of her weight onto Zixis' shoulders, and gets the frickin' 3! 4 belts, 4 belts Monet is now 5 boats Monet, and her fleet of boats has a whole new member. Congratulations, Miss Monet. You will soon need your own butler to hold onto all that gold. Like, no shit though, she truly looks surprised at that one. And no shit though, I was also extremely surprised with that win. I was not prepared to give her one more boat this evening. But I have been thinking about it, right? Not that you have been wondering. I'm sure you've been wondering. Who hasn't been wondering? If she wins the world championship, like, that's not just a boat. That's a fucking yacht, right? A yacht. Is a yacht bigger than a boat? I guess it depends on how. No, you see, in my mind, these boats are just like leisure boats. You know, like party boats. You know, like dodgy things happen on these boats. But like yachts are like, oh, Jesus Christ. Imagine. There'll be no living with her after that. Streamers explode in the air and it's celebrations all around in the ring. But suddenly the CEO's music gets cut off. Mercedes starts arguing with the ref like it was her fault or something, but suddenly the timeless world champion's voice plays in the arena and the Titantron displays a woman in grey, wearing what can only be described as Dick Tracy means Carmen Sandiego in a sleazy bar, and the results are timeless. After a banger of a promo from the champion, as is tradition, the CEO gets a surprise pop-up guest, Mina Shirakawa. Mina Shirakawa cheekily blows kisses at the CEO, and I think this might be a beautiful little distraction. The crowd starts to scream as the Timeless One has entered the ring. But behind Monet, who has not noticed the gorgeous intruder behind her. No shit. Stony Tom's make Stony Tom. I only just realized that I called her Stony. I thought I was just fucking up the storm. Tony Storm's makeup in this look is impeccable, as you can see over there. Oh, and she looks absolutely beautiful. Tony leans in real close and takes a deep inhale of Mercedes Monet, who instantly gets chills down her back, and she shakes her head in terror, wanting to deny what was behind her, but it's useless. The timeless world champion locks her arms around Monet's waist and hits her over her head for a gorgeous suplex, and Monet crashes back down on the mat, the title belts exploding everywhere, and points to the AEW social media team for making that little like mix up of Sonic. So funny. Go look at it. It's hilarious. Tony Storm whips off the jacket and chases Monet out to the floor, around the ring, and then up the ramp. Tony captures Monet and almost plants her into the ramp with Storm Zero, but the hordes of ref intervene and Mercedes escapes, shuffling away from danger amongst the streamers, and she clings to a fan ringside for safety. Monet begs Tony to stop, and she genuinely looks afraid for like the first time ever. Remember what I said about Monet needing to be really careful about unleashing, Hollywood ending Tony? She brought this on herself. The champion takes a moment to celebratory floor dance amongst the streamers, and we fade out. Marina Shafir, whose back, I swear, is getting wider. Hot damn! She comes out with her Death Rider kin, but doesn't get involved much. Just kind of stalks around the ring until it's time to get the fuck out of there once everybody's favorite cowboy comes to play. And that was that. The gear Mercedes Monet wore for Grand Slam, she gifted to the head of CMLL with respect. We also want to say so happy for you to Sicko Fabe, Beast Mortos, and the CEO, who officially came out and they're all loved up and it's super cute. So honto kawaii, hoti lindo. That's me trying to put Spanish in there. And that's it. Don't worry, sickos and non-sickos. TikToks and threads have been made about the lacking of women, especially Thunder Rosa, from Grand Slam, and hopefully TK is on the pulse with this as quickly as he was with the Mina theme song debacle, which still irks me, by the way. Moaning fucking Twitter twits. Anywho, it's time for Collision, and we are in Seattle. How you doing, Seattle? Thank you for taking the time out of your very important ice protesting schedule and stopping by AEW. You have excellent energy, and how could you not? AEW is racing towards All In, and in my opinion, this has been the hottest run-up to All In my recent memory. Looking back, I could probably see another, but this run, you just feel is like extra special. We get the Death Riders leader Moxley coming out to the ring, but we don't need to be here because for the first time in like forever, he doesn't come out with Marina. Instead, he comes out with fucking Yuta, but no briefcase. So good luck, AR Fox. Seattle seems to be on your side though, but we are out of here. We have a massive eight-man tag tonight. And first up, we get a promo from the team of Ty Thunder Rosa, and Queen Aminata. They are all highly confident and have their eyes set on their opponents. Ty is up for a round, is it two? Or would it even be three by now? Oh, no, two. Against Mega Bad. Thunder Rosa wants Athena's title, and Queen Aminata wants to go at it again with Tekla. Next, we have the dream team of the ROH World Champion, the Forever Champ, Athena, Tekla, the future AEW Tag Team Champions, Mega Bad, and I am in love with this team. If you've been watching the show, I don't even need to explain why, because y'all know me. I love the other team, of course. Of course. But this one has all the baddies in it, so like, I love them. Athena is taking the lead in this promo, which is no surprise at all. She has gathered this band of sexy bitches together so she can dish out some serious pain and have her time in the spotlight. It didn't go over well. But the wonderfully scary and crazy Athena walks off to stage left, and Penelope manages to stop Bane from clobbering the Ring of Honor World Champion as she left. I wonder if that's going to come up a bit later. Now we get a promo recorded after the shenanigans at Grand Slam. The remarkable and comfortable brown suede Renee Paquette is getting the scoops, and even though the CEO calls herself 6 belts, Monet, 2 belts unified into one doth not maketh 2 individual belts. Okay? Once did not have a separate match there. I mean, one of them did not have a separate match, so therefore they count as one. Okay? You can't go calling yourself 6 belts. 6 belts, Monet, honey. No, not on my watch. I don't make the rules, except here. Here I definitely make the rules. So yeah, proclamation stated. All right, I'm on the pulse. The pulse is you got 5. Monet is mired, calls the world champion a bitch, and we fade back to the present, which has the lovely lady in white, Akadi Aura, who announces the next match, which is whose house? Skirt. Former world champion Swerve Strickland versus STP, accompanied by the infantry, Lee Moriarty, and the amazing Trish Adora. I am so glad that Trish Adora is back. She is so freaking cool, and this whole faction kicks ass. Trish has on some fantastic black pants in the team's merch. It's very cool. She is pumped and she is gorgeous. The match was on fire, and so was the crowd. The infantry and Trish Adora ended up managing to wrangle Prince Nana and eventually Tony Schiavone into a highly entertaining and even higher stakes game of dice. Is it just called dice, or is there an actual name for it? We're just gonna go with dice. Brilliant match, highly recommended. We fade in from the break, and the opening shot is of the world championship. As the camera pans upwards, an announcer speaks, and he introduces our world champion, Timeless Toni Storm, who is in Technicolor and standing in her spotlight, still wearing the long red coat and matching hat. The world championship belt is at her feet. The champion states she is not some motherfucker and threatens cannibalism, amongst other things, in what was another fabulously delivered promo, though some of Seattle got a little bit too excited and tried to get themselves over, and that's going to put you down a little notch in the whole thing. I mean, I'll forgive under well, no, I said I wrote that I would forgive under the circumstances, but no, I'm not. The Timeless One ends her promo and poses beneath her spotlight until it fades out. Next, we get one of my favorite teams versus 2 of my favorite wrestlers and one suspicious fucker. And no, I am not explaining that law here. Willow is here in her blue battle gear, and she is pumped to kick some butt. Briscoe makes us 3, and I am so happy he is still growing out that mohawk. Long may it rain. Can't wait to see how that goes. MXN and Taya Valkyrie are back, and they are are accompanied by the very flexible Mr. TV. Taya Valkyrie is stunning in her long red battle coat and black, red, and sparkly battle gear. Fluffy black leg warmers, long black gloves, topped off with giant shades, the best kind of shades. These four have a brand new ring entrance, battle pose, and fuck yes, I am here for this. It's so freaking camp. It's the best. It gives me joy. Please keep this faction together. I know, I mean, I love, the Virtuosa and Taya, but I fucking love this team together. And unfortunately, Deonna Purrazzo wouldn't really fit into this one. To start the match, it will be the woman. Huzzah! Taya and Willow are itching to get their hands onto one another. The two wrestlers lock up, but Willow puts the brake on an Irish whip from Taya. This does not dull Taya's shine, though, and she pops that pussy with a strong catwalk walk in the ring, followed by a tushy shimmy that gets stopped immediately by Willow. Willow clocks Taya with a stiff clothesline that slams Taya down onto the mat. Willow shakes her butt at MXN and they accuse her of booty shaming. Taya turns the ties on Willow and whips her into the corner. Taya stomps the living shite out of Willow and releases all of that pent-up rage. An Irish whip from Taya results in the same thing as before, and she ends up being run through with a lariat and then put in the pin of Kawaii from Willow. Taya refused. Oh, I said kawaii. I hate saying kawaii. Why did I say that? It's kawaii, for fuck's sake. Taya refuses her pin and kicks out at 2. Taya goes straight to her corner for the tag, and so does Willow. In celebration of Mason Madden's gorgeous Boss Man Slam on the Suspicious One, Taya Valkyrie gives us a very saucy shimmy and we get to blow in a kiss, which is nice. What a lovely lady. She does me the personal favor of putting boots into the sus boy until Willow and Briscoe come running around to the ring to come in the aid of their tag partner, and Taya and Willow get into a little spicy action with each other. Not in the saucy way. Well, no. While the menfolk do the dance of violence in the ring, Taya is having the best time cheerleading on the apron. She gets tagged in by Madden to deal out some violence of her own, which just puts her in an even better mood. She tags out to Mansoor and scurries back through the ropes. Some fantastic wrestling takes place in the ring, and then some fantastic dastardly deeds are accomplished by Mrs. Valkyrie as she easily distracts the ref, while Mr. Television and MXN lay in some illegal business onto Briscoe. Taya manages to escape the ref's notice and flies off the ropes to take the sussogram down with a flying hurricane runner. Taya is so pumped, she beats her chest and titty shimmies for victory. We love a good titty shimmy. Unfortunately, though, Taya titty shimmied backwards into the hero of the locker room, Willow, who has come into the ring to stop all of the shenanigans. Taya gets yoinked and suffers the babe with the power bomb. Now it is Willow who is pumped and beats on her chest until Mansoor does the unthinkable and grab Willow's hair from behind. Excuse you, sir. Briscoe takes out Mansoor from behind and then Willow nails him with a spear. You had that coming. The conglomeration wins and we get played out by Briscoe's kick-ass music, by the way, as we fade out to the back where the lovely Lexi Nair is with our very unimpressed and brooding Statlander. Both are doing me the personal favor of dressing in all black and they look gorgeous. Chris is all over answering any questions. How the fuck no? She is in no mood to talk and is real hostile to Lexi, who is just trying to do her job. Chris is pissed to be left out of the recent in-ring activities and seems to be in this lone wolf zone until fucking Yuta, her former best friend, stablemate / choking practice dummy, interrupts her monologue. Chris Statlander unleashes verbal fury onto fucking Yuta, who must have hit the biggest blunt in all of existence because he is baked. Chris shoves him into the brick wall and then turns around quickly and walks into a big fleshy brick wall belonging to the very intense Jonathan Moxlaw. Chris Statlander looks genuinely terrified to be this close to the unhinged world men's champion and leader of the Death Riders. Moxley picks up her phone very casually that she has thrown on the ground and hands it to her while speaking so softly. It made his words way more serious. Mox gives Chris some words to think on, and then he walks away. In the background, higher than your mum on a Friday night, fucking Yuta runs after him. Please excuse me 1 second while I take a moment to scream. Thank you. After a fabulous match of beautiful violence, the matriarch comes out with her patriarch, her son, and a kip. Mother Wayne has adorned herself in a classy but business sexy all black with appropriate sparkles for wrestling outfit, which, if anything, confirms my delusional kayfabe lore that all of this has been a secret out in the open nod to the fantastic work we do here at the Don't Call Me Divas studios. Thank you. I appreciate all you ladies. I see you. The father of the fatherless lectures the biggest bill and angriest apple and make a claim for the tag team championships. Who saw that fucking coming? Mother Wayne's virtue is called into question, and then everything goes off the rails and we are moving the fuck on to the main event. And it's the 8-man tag match of awesomeness, which includes 6 amazing wrestlers out of the roster, which is brimming with talent. This match has 8 top-tier AEW women's wrestlers, and neither Storm Monet, Willow, Stat, Thunder Rosa, Shafir, Red Velvet, Mina Shirakawa, DMD, Donna Purrazzo, Hikaru Shida, Jamie Hayter, Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Nyla Rose, Riho, Serena Deep, or Yuka Sakazaki are involved. Yeah. Special mentions go out to Kira Hogan, Diamante, Harley Cameron, Ruby Soho, and Layla Gray, because I said so many of the names of the women's roster, I didn't really want to leave anyone out. First out is the Austrian badass, the Toxic Spider, Tekla. The camera starts upside down during her walk through the entrance tunnels and then quickly spins upright when she walks out onto the stage. It's really freaking cool. Her music is like death metal as fuck, and she has a swagger in her walk, and I have hair in my mouth. Ugh, as she just stomps all around the entrance stage. The crowd is going wild. Tekla is still in her debut battle gear, which is still very cool. She is pumped. And as the Mega Baz music hits, she walks down to the ring and we swoop back to the ramp because the fabulous Superbad Penelope Ford is walking out from Satan's entrance, followed in all of her regal goddess glory by the Megasis, Megan Bain. My heart is instantly happy, and I cannot be shut up right now. I wrote, you want to know? You want a little bit of inside knowledge? I wrote, and I just cannot be shit up right now. This whole match is like a Don't Call Me Divas wet dream, like respectfully though. As Bane and Ford walk down to the ring, the guitars kick in, signifying the entrance of the Forever Champ, the Fallen Goddess, the Ring of Honor World Champion, Athena, accompanied by come dressed as an 80s wrestler in their downtime, Billy Starks. Billy Starks. Athena is in all black battle gear, which actually turns out to be a jacket, and it glows a gorgeous purple and a one-shoulder pauldron, a new word I learnt for this show specifically that has randomly been needed twice. It's like the whole bustier thing all over again. The Forever Champ seems in a better mood since the last time we saw her. She has not brought the spinning belt with her, though, but she herself does spin on her way to the ring, and the color is back in her long black hair. Have I mentioned lately how much I've missed and love Athena? It seems like it's been forever. Next to come out is the Good Guys. TJ's music hits first. Anna comes out in her all black battle gear, fishnets and sparkles galore. Ty Mello has very intricate battle gear that I cannot really do any justice with like describing, so you just have to look it up yourself. Ty is beyond buzzed here, and unless she is going for that like super 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 squeaky like baby face Kylie Ray-esque type of character, I really want her to stop doing the whole like she comes out into the ring, right? And she does it's like this perfect little like preppy little like I'm just so happy to be here. Wavy, 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 wavy. And I mean, okay, I'm picking. I'm being really picky. But like I just don't think it suits the vibe of what you should be doing when you first kind of come out, especially compared to like Anna Jay. Like you can really see the difference of experience when it's like a really simple thing. Bing, it's just come to me. I don't like it because it seems a little rookie. Next is the hip shaking, pelvis grinding beats of Queen Aminata's music. And this is why I completely took out AEW from my favorite entrance music when I did the past Shoot Style Sessions episode, and just stuck to the nostalgia ones because I would never have been able to choose a top five because AEW literally has the best entrance music beyond a shadow of a doubt. Go watch that episode, by the way. It was a lot of fun. Episode 17 of the Shoot Style Sessions. Go watch that. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, like literally, like it would be a lot more quicker for me to probably name the like themes that I don't like in AEW than to like list off all the ones that I do. Fucking cool ones. Queen Aminata is in her lavender battle gear and has a massive smile on her face. I think she is really looking forward to locking up with Tekla again. Thunder's music, Thunder Rosa's music hits, and people, it has been tweaked with again, but do not worry, I actually love it. I'm not gonna lie. I do love her brutal theme, but this one is still brutal, but it has some like flavor in it, and it really fits Thunder Rosa a lot more now. Thunder Rosa is in her gorgeous Mexican colors battle gear, and she's also added the Mexican colors to her hair, and it looks fucking cool. I love it with the two chunky French braids. The four wrestlers go into the ring as a team and face off with the opposing wrestlers. Athena cracks Thunder Rosa in the face, and that starts an all-out brawl that ends up on the floor. Only Penelope and Queen Aminata remain in the ring, and they haven't even touched each other yet. They have definitely been talking shit, though, and start to get in each other's face. Queen Aminata shoves forward, Penelope shoves the one and only back, and before she can retaliate, Ford hammers forearms into Queen Aminata's chest. Penelope takes Queen Aminata down with a wheelbarrow into a rollover that was almost a DDT, but the Queen tucks her head at the last possible moment. Queen Aminata takes a moment to recover, but gets dealt more damage via a stiff dropkick from my girl Penelope. Penelope engages power mode and hefts Queen Aminata onto her shoulders, but Queen Aminata engages kicky feet and gets out of it. Snapmares Penelope to the mat and then delivers chocolate kisses to Ford's face. Megan Bain has noticed what is going on and is having none of it. She comes into the ring, straddles Queen Aminata, excuse you, deadlifts her, and then side slams the one and only to the mat. Queen Aminata was taken completely off guard and couldn't do a damn thing to stop it. Ford rolls to the ropes to recover. Queen Aminata is in a similar situation. Ty J comes into the ring from out of nowhere and dual super kicks the Megasis in the face. Megan Bain rolls back out of the ring and Anna J follows her. Ty Mello gets a ferocious tackler who runs a forearm through her and sends Ty Mello out of the ring, and they continue to fight on the outside. Thunder Rosa has gotten herself to her team's corner on the apron, but Athena has violent plans and has also taken her off the top. Oh, and has also taken off her top layer of battle gear, revealing that she is actually in blue and lime green battle gear. Thunder Rosa blocks and counters Athena's attempt at a suplex, but is also denied herself by Athena blocking the move and grabbing the ropes. Queen Aminata and Penelope Ford have recovered and gotten to their feet. Queen Aminata knocks Athena off the apron with a forearm to the side of her face, and Penelope takes out Thunder Rosa in the same way. I thought they were planning on wrestling each other, but instead they were egging each other on to do a much more dangerous thing, and both women go to the top ropes. There are two enticing groups of wrestlers facing each other on the floor just below them, and as if daring one another to do it, they look over at each other and synchronize dive into the pool that is the bodies. They both land perfectly on target and on their feet because they are super badass women who kick butt and look fabulous doing it. Penelope grabs Queen Aminata by the back of the head and runs her face into the ring post. Ow. Penelope and Bane get into the ring with Queen Aminata. Megan takes her into the corner and repeatedly shoulder tackles Queen Aminata in the gut and then chops her in the chest, planting her there for what I think is the best handspring back elbow in the biz, which is done by Miss Penelope Ford. Fuck yeah. And that's just not because of my massive bias. I literally rewound this 3 times, like maybe 4 times, because it was just so perfect. You do that so well, madame. Penelope tags out to Athena, and the Forever Champ does her perfect handspring elbow herself. Before throwing Queen Aminata to Bane, who still hasn't left the ring, the Megasis sends Aminata flying over her head and crashing to the mat with a fisherman suplex. Megan Bane finally exits the ring, and now it's just Queen Aminata and Athena. Athena mounts the queen and rains down fists. The ref tries to get Athena to stop it with the closed fist, but he soon learns his place when he gets a vicious tongue lashing from the ROH World Champion. Queen Aminata sees an opening and clucks the Forever Champ in the jaw and takes her off of her feet. Queen Aminata tags out to Jay, and Jay rushes in to take advantage of the dazed Athena. Anna Jay manages to gain control and lands a couple of good kicks onto the Forever Champ. Jay brings Athena into the middle of the ring and sets her up for a suplex. Tekla has seen enough and comes into the ring to block the suplex. As Tekla and Athena set up Jay for a double suplex, Thunder Rosa runs in to help out her teammate. But as soon as Penelope sees what's happening, she too runs into the ring, and we currently have a 3-on-2 suplex going on in the heel's advantage. Ty comes in to even out the odds, and we have like a small rugby 7 scrum going on. Literally the one and only time you will hear me reference like anything rugby, because it was just a perfect descriptor. And like as an alternative Kiwi, I purposely snub our rugby obsession because it's an obsession. It's insane. It's insane. Like literally things that people will probably, maybe not. They'll probably just say hobbits. Anyway, Megan Bane makes up the 4th on her side, and Queen Aminata has recovered enough stamina to match her. We now have an 8-man suplex situation going on, and if one team didn't have Bane, I'd say this was even. Neither team, though, can actually get the upper hand, and the multi-wrestler suplex gets abandoned. Seattle dares to boo, but will soon be eating those jizz as Megan Bane and Athena prove to everyone in the women's roster who are the baddest and strongest bitches in the division. Athena takes Anna Jay and lifts her up onto her shoulders. Megan does the same with Queen Aminata. Ty runs at Bane, trying to body splash her off her feet, and we all know that won't work. But 2 points for effort, my darling. Bane yoinks Ty, and now she is the stick in the meatball. At the same time, Thunder Rosa tries to body slam Athena, but the Forever Champ yoinks Rosa and is now also a meat pop. 2 wrestlers take their sweet ass time walking around with 2 grown ass women each, being absolute Amazons of unbelievable strength that would make China very proud. Both of them could have kept on like this for hours, but after planting their feet in the perfect position, both Samoan drop / overhead slam their opponents, and it is a thing of fucking beauty. I absolutely love this spot. Another one I rewound for ages. Athena kicks up, and both women release a battle cry from the depths of their souls, and Seattle reacts appropriately. You're coming around. The Megasis and the Fallen Goddess step up to each other momentarily, as Titans do, until Anna Jay breaks up the moment with a shot to the back of Athena, and the Forever Champ turns her attention onto Jay. Anna scamp Anna scampers who fucking cracking me up with my own sniffing. What the hell? Anna Jay scampers to her corner and tags in Queen Aminata. Athena tags in Tekla, and the two wrestlers collide in the middle of the ring. Let's fucking go! Queen Aminata, Tekla 2! Tekla quickens up the pace, but Queen Aminata avoids the thrust kick, but not the second, and it rocks Queen Aminata. Tekla lures her in while sitting on the top of the ropes, and Aminata gets caught by Tekla's legs in a head scissors. The Queen knows what is coming, but she is powerless to stop it, and Tekla successfully locks her legs and then hangs backwards, dangling from Queen Aminata's neck. Tekla only has until 3, and when she releases her grip, Queen Aminata just clumps to the mat. Tekla goes for a very rude and very cocky cover, and Queen Aminata defiantly kicks out. Tekla fucks up and gives Queen Aminata some space, and Aminata makes her pay. Queen Aminata plows short lariats through Tekla and then slams her back onto the mat with a snappy suplex. Tekla gets to her feet, but she's wobbly as Queen Aminata gets to her feet with a battle cry from the depths. Tekla comes back at Aminata strong, but gets knocked out by Aminata's headbutt, the Queen's crown. Both wrestlers fall to the mat, but Aminata gets an arm over Tekla in one of those like freak kind of things and almost gets the win, but Tekla kicks out at like 2.999999999. Queen Aminata and Tekla go to their corners and tag in Ty Mello and Penelope Ford. The two wrestlers clash in the middle of the ring, laying stiff forearms into each other. Ty ducks a clothesline from Ford, clocks her in the face with a short elbow shot, and then plants Penelope's head into the mat with her finisher, DDT. Ty goes for the pin, but the Megasis races into the ring and breaks it up before 3. Anna Jay is quick to get into the ring, and Ty J double team Megan Bayne. They go to whip her into the ropes, but Megan puts the brakes on that. She twists herself around and then slams Ty J into each other face first. Smoosh. Bayne takes both dazed women and single-handedly suplexes the both of them. She just does this casually. Just all these like fucking power moves, just casually. Bayne gets to her feet with a roaring battle cry, and Seattle are very impressed by the Megasis, and who wouldn't be? Even Athena is giving her respectful applause. Bayne turns to face Ty Mello, who's gotten to her feet and gets taken out with a stiff front kick. Megan Bayne crashes to the mat, and she rolls out of the ring. Ty crawls to her corner and tags in Thunder Rosa. Penelope gets to hers and tags in Athena. Athena and Thunder chop the shite out of each other in the middle of the ring. Chops turn into forearms, and eventually Thunder gets through Athena's defenses and lays in stiff forearms and chops to the Forever Champ. But Athena comes back with the kicks that knock Thunder Rosa off of her feet. Another battle cry unleashes from Athena, but the Irish whip to Thunder backfires as Thunder Rosa takes Athena out with a shotgun dropkick that sends the Forever Champion to the corner to recover. But Thunder lines her up and slams into the back of Athena, captures her head, and then brings the Ring of Honor World Champion down to the mat via a reverse neckbreaker. Thunder Rosa battle cries, "It's Thunder Town, baby!" and running missiles herself straight through Athena's face. Thunder Rosa drags the Forever Champ by the leg to the middle of the ring and goes for the pin, but Penelope quickly runs in to break that shit up. Penelope matrix under Thunder's clothesline and then yoinks her in a gorgeous cutter. You have a wonderful cutter, my dear. Ty comes in and gives Ford a package pile driver and then yells at Seattle to get behind her. Across the ring stands Bayne. Both wrestlers run at each other, but Bayne takes flight and plows through Ty with her flying lariat, which she still hasn't named. Anna Jay comes in and attacks Bayne, who hoists her up onto her shoulders. Anna engages Kicky Feet and plants Megan into the mat with a lovely DDT. Tekla quickly gets into the ring and right in front of Jay twists her body into spider mode and spider walks into her spear and missiles her entire self through Jay. Queen Aminata sees an opening, steps through the ropes and nails Tekla with a quick and sharp swinging net breaker. Tekla rolls out of the ring, and Aminata turns her attention onto Athena, who has come into the ring behind her. I think NJ illegal wrestlers, but I could be wrong. Queen tries to pump kick, but Athena blocks it. She catches her leg and then beautifully transitions into a tombstone in a way that I have never seen anyone do before. It was a thing of beauty. So, Queen Naminata, as you know, is very tall, and Athena is, I think she's like my height-ish. What am I, like 5'6" or something? I think she might be slightly, I don't know, but she's a little, madam. Actually, you're out getting into the word. But so when Queen Aminata like goes to do this kick, Athena catches it really, really high, and she manages to really easily just put it over her shoulder. And then she just manipulates the queen's entire body into like a tombstone position. It's freaking amazing. Like, no lies, I love every wrestler in this match, but Athena is one of the most talented and powerful wrestlers in the whole damn world right now. Unfortunately, during beast mode, Thunder Rosa comes in and takes Athena by surprise and hoists her up onto her shoulders, spins around, and then slams the Forever Champ to the mat with a Death Valley driver. And this is where Billy steps in. You've forgotten about Billy and her little bum bag? Seeing that her boss is in trouble of being pinned, Starks gets up onto the apron to distract the ref, and it works a treat. During the chaos, Red Velvet has snuck in ringside. She slides the Ring of Honor World Championship into the ring with Thunder Rosa's back to her, yelling at the ref to turn around. Athena nails Thunder in the back of the head, and she falls to the mat. Athena pins her, and then the ref finally turns around, not listening to Thunder at all, but now finally turning around, and Athena gets the win. At the bottom of the screen, you can see like a red velvet, like scaring her way into the back, like red velvet running away just far enough though to not cause too much suspicion. But you know these refs, fucking blinkers. This is very interesting, this whole red velvet thing. We end Collision with bodies everywhere. Mega Bad real curious as to what just went down with the whole Red Velvet Athena thing, but in the end, they just leave them to do whatever it is. Athena exits the ring and joins Red Velvet. Billy Starks follows, and the three of them stand strong as we fade off to the air. Where did this come from? Where did this Red Velvet? I won't say alliance, but what? I didn't realize she was a gun for hire. If I'd known that, I would have hired Red Velvet to do things for me. What is going on here? I need answers, women. Snappy. It was a great collision. That 8-man tag was freaking brilliant. So goddamn good. More of that, please. We don't always need like the chaos of an 8-person tag, but we can have a couple of trios, a couple of taggy waggies, some more little like single woos and all that kind of shit, and all those other strange words that are just coming out of my mouth. Ring of Honor and CMLL had a 2.5-hour show down in Mexico at Arena Mexico. Red Velvet faced Persephone in a hard-hitting match that Persephone ended up winning with a gorgeous avalanche powerbomb. Isn't this gorgeous? Just look at that. Oh, that fucking promo was beautiful. She won with the gorgeous avalanche powerbomb. Lucky for Velvet, it wasn't for her Ring of Honor title though. On Honor Club, we had Deonna Purrazzo. Woo! Yay! She comes out in all of her regal goodness. There is something very distinguished about Deonna that really sets her apart from the other wrestlers in the division. We have spoken about the 17-year vet, Marty Bell, who she is facing, and she is still the current Emerge Women's Champion. This match is also a pure rules match. Deonna starts off strong and dominates Bell, but Marty gives her a good fight and counters some of Deonna's technical offense. Marty Bell would get the upper hand on the outside, but once Deonna got an opening, she chops Marty in the throat and then sends her crashing into the steel stairs. Marty almost gets counted out, but she manages to get back into the ring just before she is. The match is hard hitting, and Marty gets some good licks in, but Diana is on another level and locks in the Fujiwara armbar. Marty Bell reaches for the ropes, but Diana grabs that arm and locks in her deadly submission, the Venus de Milo. And Marty Bell cannot withstand the pain anymore. She just has to tap out. Donna Perazzo gets another win. And welcome back to the channel, Diana Perazzo. May there be more and 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 more. Our next match is Mayu Yamashita. Welcome back. And a new woman, Miss Brooke Havoc. We haven't talked about Brooke Havoc before, so let's learn a little bit about her. Brooke Havoc is Brooke Havoc. I'm already getting her name wrong. Brooke Havoc is from Morgan Hill, California, and has been in the wrestling biz for a mere 4 years. And she was trained at the Nightmare Factory. She is the current Pride Style New Wave champion and the FX Princess of Pride champion. Good on her. A very respectful handshake of honor is exchanged between the two wrestlers, and they engage in a beautiful dance of violence. Brooke Havoc royally fucks up by battle posing after a successful mood, and Mayu makes her pay with a lot of pain. It's what Brooke needed, though, to activate, and she catches Mayu off guard, almost knocking her out with a Superman punch. But it will be Mayu who wins after she kicks Havoc's head off, and she will get the 1 and the 2 and the 3, and we are out of here, people. More Mayu on television as well. Thank you very much. And Brooke Havoc, she did good. She did very good. I was very impressed. 4 years. Really wouldn't have known she'd only been wrestling for 4 years. Hell no. I would have put at least like maybe 2 more onto that. Or like a 4 year, like, not to like stardom level, not to be rude, but you know what I mean. You're sitting there saying, Bex, have I ever known what you mean when you say that? And I'm like, yeah. CMLL and New Japan Pro Wrestling had their Fantastica Mania in Mexico, and AEW were invited to join. This is a long standing pay per view between the two companies that have gone on for ages. Red Velvet faced Kira, and she was the victor. Haroshita? La Haroshita defeated Thunder Rosa, though. Mercedes Moné defended her newly won CMLL World's title against Don't Call Me Diva fave La Catarina. Mercedes defeated La Catarina in just under 13 minutes. The arena was packed and the crowd was hot. So cool seeing such iconic promotions working together, putting on an amazing show. And I know this won't be the end. Things got started with Forbidden Door, and they're just like carrying on. Oh, it's so good. I'm so proud of. Well, proud isn't the right word. No, proud is like the wrong word because like I don't have any personal like connections to it. But like I'm so happy as a wrestling fan, especially a women's wrestling fan, that there are now going to be more women being utilized in all these different ways. I mean, bring it on. Now, as we come to the end of the rundown of our wonderful shows, we are going to move into this little lovely segment where I would really like to talk about the wonderful Nyla Rose. I, as you all know, was meant to do that last week, but then I got all distracted by researching this tag team tournament thing that I had forgotten about and then remembered halfway through during the show. So I was always intended, okay, so we do that, and then next week we will talk about the wonderful Nyla Rose, because it's Pride and all of that wonderful things. But just because I miss her so fucking much, and I'm a massive fan of Nyla Rose, always freaking have been. She's baddie, she's hilarious, and she's strong as fuck. Like, what is there not to love? I miss Nyla Rose. I hate that she hasn't been on AEW or even ROH television since the obvious bullshit. Though she did wrestle at an online stream very recently done by Marvelous. That's by Marvelous, sorry. That's Women Pro Wrestling, and defeated Sora Ayame. Marvelous, that's Women Pro Wrestling. That is actually the name. I understand it is a very, very, very real worry that she could be in danger touring the country, going into different states and doing shows. But it still pisses me off for like multiple reasons. I feel like that should be her decision. And I mean, what I'm now just rabbiting on like it wasn't her decision, but because and like just because I'm just like that should be her freaking decision, right? I mean, I understand from like an employer's point of view, but there is no pussyfooting around it. Okay, trans women are real women, and if you don't think that's valid, then you don't know jack shit about biology and just should shut the fuck up. Transgendered people have existed since the dawn of time, and you turning around just waffling off into the ether that that's wrong does not make it right. I'm sorry. Nyla Rose is First Nations as well as being Black American, another highly at risk group of people, and her representation on the tally means so much to so many people. Ugh. It also must suck having like just your average, like just living life being like a political fucking thing to worry about. Like, what the fuck, right? I remember reading a post by Who once. It was a post on, I think, the Twitbird thing. Someone commented asking why she wasn't on the poster for an up and coming Washington, D.C. event poster because that's her hometown. She replied to that post by saying uh, that too many mean comments are written on posts when she is in the promo poster. People just suck. And that was before all of this. So I've mentioned this before, but her wife makes all of her gear, and I just love that. She is talented, powerful, intimidating, freaking hilarious, and the second AEW Women's World Champion. She had Vicky Guerrero as her manager for a time, which was a brilliant pairing, and they called themselves the Vicious Vixens. It was so fucking cool. They did themselves a bikini shoot on the beach and had that as a t-shirt, and it was the most like what and also awesome thing at the same time. Just because I never thought I'd see Vicky Guerrero on a t-shirt and a bikini. The things you see. Nyla won the first ever casino battle royale in AEW and is the first openly transgender wrestler to ever sign with a major promotion. On the subject of casino battle royales, the men's, but also women's casino battle royale has been announced for all in Texas. Yay! One little thing I just want to put out there, and I know this is like, oh, you're just stabbing for the sake of stabbing, but can it please be longer than it was last time? Because last time that shit was short and it was embarrassing. The crusty, bigoted, absolutely evil Oklahoma State Athletic Commission unanimously voted to warn AEW not to do this again and there will be punitive action made against them if they do. In regards to AEW broadcasting a match on Ring of Honor between Nyla Rose and Alejandra Lyon. Why? TK responded to questions by the media after this came out with, I don't know, quote, I don't know why there should be discrimination against transgendered wrestlers or transgendered people at all. Khan said they have rights, and to that I absolutely stand by Nyla Rose. If everybody in the locker room can embrace Nyla, I would hope that the Oklahoma State Athletic Commission could do the same, but fuck them. The Oklahoma State Athletic Commission refused to comment to the press. Not going to stand up for the bullshit bigotry that they put out there. Boo, Oklahoma, boo. Nyla, you are already on like the shit on like the thing, and I'm sorry, I know it's not potentially like your like individual fault, but boo it, boo Oklahoma. Nyla co-wrote a Marvel comic. No, why am I messing that up? Nyla co-wrote a Marvel comic called The Giant Size X-Men. Thunderbird #1. She appears on many backstage AEW vlogs from the past and also some toy hunting vlogs. She is a big nerd. Nyla Rose had two excellent matches. One of them was against Hikaru Shida, and her match against Athena in Ring of Honor was an absolute banger. Go check those out. Nyla Rose is currently in her 12th year of wrestling, and in those 12 years, she has won multiple championships. Nyla Rose has been the CP Women's Champion 3 times, WOW Women's Champion twice, the UPWA Women's Champion, the WDWA West Virginia Champion, the AEW Women's World Champion, and the RWR Vixens Champion. Also, her online feud with Serpentico is one of my favorite things ever. That just like appeared out of nowhere, eh? See, that's what I'm talking about, right? She is so smart. She's such a smart woman, and I miss her very, very much. Love you, Nyla Rose. Hopefully we can see you again, but I do understand could be a bit dangerous right now. But viva la revolution! Woo! So, what are your thoughts on this week's discussions, my lovely sickos? If you wish, you can leave them as comments in the appropriate section